Welcome to Totem Sports. On a Thursday, we are 1 week away from the NFL draft, and we're 2 days away from the NBA playoffs. We have me here, and of course, we have the man from Soul. Man from Soul is here. Paul, how are you doing on a terrific Thursday with nice, beautiful weather?
Yep, the weather's finally here. It was great. I got stuck on the road today, so I had to do some Jedi mind tricks to get myself back, get my car off the road and stuff like that. But other than that, it was beautiful. I mean, I just took my time. I mean, I'm not in any hurry to do anything other than watch and enjoy the great sporting landscape that we have going on. A little slow day, it's a little quiet day as the NBA took a uh, took a pause and we got some Major League Baseball. We got some weather in areas like in Chicago with the Cubbies, but um, little bit of Europa League soccer today. Some exciting matches. Liverpool went down. That was sad for me. They don't move on to the semifinals for the Europa Cup, but we got an interesting weekend coming up with the NBA playoffs starting. It's going to be good.
All right. Now, before we get into the matchups, it's going to be wild for the matchups. But first thing I think is breaking news. Jimmy Butler is going to be out for several weeks with a sprained ligament in his knee. And he tweeted on Instagram, K. Oubre, gonna get these hands. Bad injury, the Miami Heat, they lost. Um, they're not eliminated from the playoffs. They have a chance to play Boston if they beat the Bulls tomorrow. How do you feel about this Heat team? Are they going to go anywhere? Are they going to lose tomorrow? Or are they going to barely get by and get swept by Boston in four without Jimmy Butler? Or five? What's going on with the Miami Heat?
Well, I mean, personally, I'd like to see their season end tonight. I'm a big as a lot of people are. I mean, I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan, and without him, it just doesn't. Without, I mean, he's solidified the name Playoff Jimmy, and we're in the playoffs now, and without him going into a series, it's not going to be watchable. I think when they got the Bulls tonight, let the Bulls go ahead and get some playoff experience, and let the Heat recover, retool. You know, perhaps add a marquee guy next to Jimmy Butler for next season, and then go on. But they can't make any noise without him in Boston. It will be over in four or whatever the first round is. It'll be a sweep.
This hurts the Miami Heat. This hurts a lot. Now, their whole roster's been hurt the whole entire year. Tyler Hero being out with the ankle foot issue. Kevin Love's been out. Duncan Robinson's been out. They traded Gabe Davis to the Lakers. That really hurt them. That really hurt them in some ways. It was free agency. That was last year. I believe in Eric Spoelstra, but the Bulls are a pretty trash team as well. They're barely getting by. Now, the only way the Miami Heat can beat the Bulls, and I'm going to tell y'all, Paul, I said it first, but Paul said it second. The Heat in the Bulls game ain't even worth watching. Go ahead and watch the Kings and the Pelicans. The Kings and the Pelicans will probably be a more interesting game, as we'll talk about that next. Just when it comes, I believe in what Eric Spoelstra has done. I understand the Miami Heat made the finals last year, and lost to the Denver Nuggets in five. And it was a competitive series between Boston and Miami. And you're talking about you know you know not you talk about when it comes to money, like who are you gonna watch? The Denver Nuggets are not a team you wanna watch. I think the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics are a team you wanna watch. We've seen that they got past history. We've seen that the Boston Celtics made the finals in 2022. Beat the Miami Heat in I think 7 games or six, and then last year the Boston Celtics were down 3-0. They almost came back. There's some history. I think the Celtics and Bulls. Even though I'm a Celtics fan, it'd be great to see us win for the Bulls 4-0. But I think it's just history between Boston and Miami. This even goes back to when they had the big three. Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and of course LeBron, D Wade. and Chris Bosh. Now it's not obviously those days anymore, but it just goes back to history. You want storylines. You want something that's exciting. A series of the Celtics and the Heat is a more exciting series than the Bulls. The DeMar DeRozan, he's a great player, but he's not the same player as he once was with Toronto Raptors and Kyle Lowry. They weren't winning anything, but the Bulls are not a team that you say, oh, they're not an exciting team. So whoever wins between the Heat and Bulls without Jimmy Butler, I mean, it is what it is. The Celtics should have an easy first round. But like I said, there might be some threats. But the Celtics, with the roster they have and the depth that they have, there's no excuse why the Celtics should not make the finals. Now, another matchup we talk about is the Pelicans and the Kings. Whoever wins that will play the number one seed in OKC. Now, I'm going to pick the Sacramento Kings to beat the Pelicans. Zion is hurt. He's not going to play tomorrow. Even if he does play, I'm still taking the Kings. The Kings, they don't have the league month, but they got Sabonis. They don't have Hunter. I think Kevin Hunter, the number 4, the white guy. I think he's injured as well. But I'm gonna get the Kings. The Kings and Mike Brown and what he's been able to do with the program. They went 7 games with the Warriors last year. Now I know they lost 7 in the last 11 games. But this team has something special. When Malik Monk comes back, De'Aaron Fox. You got Keegan Murray, he can shoot that 3. You got Sabonis, a very, inside, outside type guy. I think the Kings are a threat to beating OKC for number 1 seed. And like I said, if OKC and the Kings play, give me Sacramento in 6. Just because of the experience. Now, OKC is a great team. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to win MVP. Chet Hollinger, Josh Giddy. The OKC has a great young core of guys. They got a great young core of guys. But at the end of the day, uh, yes, Paul went away, so Paul will be back. But as I was saying, I am more confident in the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings should definitely shoot threes. At the end of the day, the Sacramento Kings are a very, very, very tough team to defend when it comes to 3-point shooting. Um, and like I said, they beat the Warriors. They eliminated the playoffs. And it just looks like that dynasty of the Warriors are going to be over. So whatever happens, if the Celtics play the Bulls and the Heat, they're going to beat them in 4 or 5 games. If OKC, whoever's the winner of the Kings and the Pelicans, they'll play OKC number 1 seed. OKC with number 1 seed and home field advantage. They will get upset, but they'll just give me the Kings to beat OKC. Paul.
Okay. Yeah. Again, it's tough. Kings and OKC. I mean, good series, a great young talent. I just don't think it's a marquee. I mean, it's definitely one of those series that true basketball connoisseurs are going to watch, but it just doesn't move the needle, on a national basis. That's the only problem with that series. But I see the Kings breaking through tonight or tomorrow night to enter the first round as the eighth seed to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just going back to the Bulls and the Heat. You know, when you look at Boston, I mean, how set up are the Boston Celtics? I mean, they're going to play a team which should be a sweep. They go back, get some rest, and then I think Cleveland and Orlando are going to go 7 games, and then they're not going to play for a whole week. You know, yeah, those two teams will probably battle it out. They should try to both teams trying to you know get their organizations to the second round. For the first time in a while. So that's going to be a really good series. But it them playing a lengthy series is only going to help the Celtics in the second round. So the path is laid for the Celtics. It's just, and again, what's going to go happening in the Western Conference with some highly contested series. Boston needs to do the best they can to get on and off the court to avoid, number one, avoid injuries, and to two, be well rested going into the later rounds, perhaps the Eastern Conference Finals and then the NBA Finals.
I'll tell you this. I do agree with that, but I'll tell you this. Western Conference, I think anybody can go to the Western Conference Finals. Now, this Denver and Lakers matchup. Now, Denver had a chance to clap the number one seed, but they lost within the seconds of the final game of the season, or the day before that. And at one point in the season, it was a three-way tie with OKC, Denver, and Minnesota. Now, Denver has a chance with the team they have. They still have, they lost a couple pieces. They said the same thing from last year. Denver, if they can get the job done and do what it's supposed to do, right? Now, I know they failed the number one seed, but if they get the job done, right, it's going to be, this rivalry is going to be great. This trash talking back and forth. LeBron and AD going to get a little revenge just for some talking going on. But I tell you this, if Denver does their job, they do what they're supposed to do, they'll beat them in five. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think the Lakers might win one game. Now, if Denver slacks off and doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and it gets a game seven from LeBron James, you don't bet against LeBron James in a game seven. Then I'm going to take the Lakers in seven. But I'm just saying, Denver cannot slack off. Denver has to finish the series a lot faster than you think. They cannot let it go
Yeah,
to a
no,
game six
and
or game
again,
seven.
at the end of you're 100% correct. I mean, I'm not betting on LeBron James in a game seven against the Nuggets on their floor, but it's just those little things that you'll go back if you go back at the end of this season. Perhaps if the Celtics win, you there? You
But
fixing
you
your
go ahead.
mic? There you go. So
Yeah, I already did.
it's those little moments like the Lakers series. And when I look, first of all, when I look at the landscape of the Western Conference and the series that we're about to embark on, I don't see any sweeps in the first round. Why do I say that? It's because we've got some really good matchups. I mean, and the Western Conference has just got a lot of great basketball teams. However, going back to Denver, like you said, they're not going to sweep the Lakers, but they better end it in five because even if they end it in six, game six in LA is going to be a dogfight. And they don't want to get them. I mean, that's just wear and tear right there. If they end the thing in five, which game five will be in Denver, okay, sit back, get some rest, and then okay, we got Phoenix or Minnesota coming to town. Again, that series right there, they're not sweeping either one of those teams. So they're going to have to play a series. Um, yeah, because it'd be Phoenix or Minnesota. Um, and then like old Coach Taylor said, that's what I mean. I kind of like. I mean, if they stay hot, I kind of like Dallas meeting Denver in the Western Conference Finals just because they avoid all the big teams. But don't sleep on the Clippers. Everyone's just writing off the Clippers because the Mavericks are hot, but they have the the pedigree and the the players to make a run, even though they just staggered into the end of the season. And a lot has to do with what Kawhi Leonard does. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? How much is he going to play? But at full strength, The Clippers can get themselves all the way to the Western Conference Finals and play against the Nuggets.
Well, with the Clippers, we've seen that Kawhi Leonard is questionable for Game 1, questionable, or he could be out for the majority of the series, maybe. Now they got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Okay, James Harden and Paul George have not stepped up in the playoffs. They call the man playoff P. He hasn't done nothing. James Harden is a playoff choker. Off the history you've seen in Houston, you see him choking the playoffs against Philly last year when they were up 3-2 on Boston, and he still didn't find a way to execute at all. I don't have any confidence in this Clippers team, whether they're healthy or not. They always had the talent every single year. They can't get the job done. Now, Ty Lue has to decide, does Russell Westbrook come off the bench or does he start? He's been coming off the bench or sometimes he starts. Terrence Mann, I mean, they got the core, but I'm just more confident in Luka and Kyrie in this series. Now, Coach Taylor's going to be wrong. They're not making the finals. But I'm in this series, I'm putting my money on the Dallas Mavericks, Luka, and
Hold on, hold on,
Kyrie.
hold on, hold on. Hold on. But you got to look at the path. I mean, let's just okay. Let's push the Kings through. The Kings Oklahoma City winner is going to play Luca and them if they win. That's not a bad place for the Mavericks to be. You got a young, inexperienced playoff teams that haven't been that deep. Like you can't just say, "Well, Oklahoma City, yeah, they're gonna blow over the Mavericks," or or even the the eighth seeded Kings are just going to run through the Mavericks. No, the Mavericks are in a great spot because you avoid Phoenix and you avoid the Lakers and you avoid the Nuggets because they're on the other side. It's a good spot for the Mavericks to be sitting in when you look at the matchups because how many games do you have the Mavericks if they get through the Clippers, or if the Clippers get
7.
through, how many games will it take Oklahoma City to beat the Clippers or the Mavericks?
With the inexperience of OKC, the Clippers
It'll
are
be a
going to be.
long
If the
series.
Clippers advance, they're gonna beat the OKC with the experience, with the playoff experience. OKC is the lead, is the most inexperienced team as number 1 seed.
Okay,
Very
so what
inexperienced.
about the Mavericks?
If the Mavericks played OKC,
Yeah,
that would be 5 games. That wouldn't be close.
who?
The Mavericks would beat OKC if that happens in 5 games.
And then guess what? That means the Mavericks or the Clippers are in the Western Conference Finals.
That's true, but they have to do their job. They got to do the job.
Even but
If
one
they
of them
make
is going to win. One of them's going to win, and you said both of them will beat OKC. So the Mavericks' chances of getting to the Western Conference Finals are way better than the Lakers, way better than Phoenix at this point.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I said they weren't going to make the finals. Coach Taylor said the Mavericks were going to make the
No, he said the
finals.
Western Conference Finals. He said the Western Conference Finals.
He also said the finals too.
Okay,
Back
well
then,
then,
but when
but hey,
he
but you
said
know
he said
what?
the finals. He said the
Once you get to the
finals.
Western
He didn't
Conference
make it the
Finals,
finals.
but hey, if the Mavericks make it, they have a puncher's chance against the Nuggets because they're there.
That's Coach Taylor. Hey, just ask Jimbo Fisher. His words. He said the Dallas Mavericks gonna win it all. That's what he said. He said on this show the Dallas Mavericks gonna win it all. That's what he said. He said
Yeah,
he was saying yesterday. He was saying the
and that's my
Mavericks and the
concern. Like,
Celtics.
this is the Celtics' really good chance, but there's a thing about playing playoff basketball. Like, how much playoff basketball is the Celtics going to get to play with the depleted Eastern Conference? Like, seriously.
See, I was right. Coach Taylor said the Mavs are winning the finals. That's what he
And
said.
that's fine.
I
And I mean
said
that
if they could go to the Mavericks could go to the Western Conference Finals. That's fine. I just said they're not beating. If they get there, depending on what happens, I don't think that they're
okay,
gonna
okay. So,
get past
let's
the Western Conference Finals if
if
they
they
get there.
if they upset the Nuggets, can they beat the Celtics?
No,
Are the
no.
Celtics going to be
The Celtics
battle tested
probably
at
not.
all?
I mean, they'll be battle tested with Luka Doncic and Kyrie. But if you're talking about depth, the Celtics have more depth than the Dallas Mavericks.
But
They got way
how
more
much
depth.
playoff basketball are they going to play in the next 3 weeks in the Eastern Conference?
If everything goes right, I say the Celtics play about maybe 15 games. Not 15. It
Can I
can't be
ask you a
15.
question?
I say about
If the
18 games.
Celtics win every game in the Eastern Conference and sweep all three series, will you be shocked?
No,
I wouldn't either.
no,
And that's not
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
that's not that. But again, again it, you can't, because you know we can't just say. I just don't like the fact that they're just not going to have. They're not going to be playing the level of competition that's going on in the West for 3 weeks, and then they're going to play a team. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's going to be Denver. Pick another team in the Western Conference. I just don't think the Denver Nuggets are going to come through. I think something's going to happen because I just don't see a world we live in. And if Denver does come through and they play Boston, I'm telling you right now, Boston's going to win. Boston's going
I,
to
I,
win.
I, I hope so. I hope they do.
I can't
This
see
the
Denver going,
roster,
dude.
the
I can't
roster
see
that the
the
Celtics
Denver.
have.
I can't see the NBA and Denver going back to back. That does not sell tickets.
Boston will
It
sell
did, it
tickets.
did all
Kyrie is
off
hitting
season.
another.
And again, can you imagine in the off season we're talking about a Nuggets three-peat? That's different than a Kansas City Chiefs three-peat. We don't want to be talking about a Nuggets three-peat in the off season for the NBA. That's a bad look. I mean, just for the league, it's not a good look.
Mm. I do agree with that. Oh, also I think we're missing one or two more playoff matches. Who do you think who's going to win between the Knicks and the Sixers? Now the question is how healthy is Joel Embiid going to be? Jalen Brunson carried the Knicks without Julius Randle with shoulder surgery, and Mitchell Robinson and the other guys got to be able to step up. And then Giannis, the Bucks played the Indiana Pacers. Giannis might not even play halfway through the series. So if Giannis misses more than 2 games to the series, there's a possible chance that Indiana could win the series against the Bucks. I mean, they score a lot of points, but their defense is not great. But and the whole Doc Rivers thing, like he failed with the Sixers. They were up 3-2, and they lost to Boston, being up 3-2. And Damian Lillard has not practiced, and Doc Rivers is not letting Dame being the Dame Lillard that he was in Portland. So, what's going on with the matchups with the Knicks and the Sixers? I will take the Sixers if Embiid is what Embiid is as far as healthy. The Knicks is hard for
Mm-mm.
me to pick because no Julius Randle. And then when it comes to Indiana and the
But but
Bucks,
but
I'll take Indiana. If Giannis comes back later in the series, but if Giannis comes back earlier, I don't know. But Chris Middleton isn't the same guy. You know, it's tough. It's tough for me to pick between those
I'm
matchups. It's
more
tough.
comfortable. I'm more comfortable with the Knicks beating the Sixers than I am with the Bucks beating the Pacers. I think that the Knicks have played the boatload of their games without Julius Randle. They know how to play without him. Okay, and it's not like they didn't win without him, because if they didn't, they wouldn't be the two seed. I'm very comfortable of them, because again, at the end of the day, do you believe that Embiid is 100%? And if
No,
he's
he's like
not,
60.
that's not enough to beat the Knicks, especially with home court and the Garden and all that. No, I mean they'll give it a good try, but the Knicks will go on to the second round. The Knicks won't get booted the first round. And then who you got? Who's the three seed?
The Bucks and the Pacers, 3 and 6.
Yes. The Bucks with Giannis and the
Giannis,
Knicks with home.
Giannis,
The
if
Bucks, the
Giannis is
Bucks with
not
Giannis
playing,
and Dame Time going into Madison Square Garden. That's going to be maybe a 7 gamer.
a 7 gamer when Giannis might not come back to the end of the series and Damian Lillard is not practicing.
The end of if they move on to the second round and play the Knicks and Bucks. If Giannis is back, we'll go 7 games.
Mm.
Because man, you got to factor in Madison Square Garden. The Knicks will. I mean, and the Knicks will play well at home.
Mm. All right,
And I mean,
I
and
do
again,
agree.
if I was the NBA, give me the Knicks and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals because again, we're talking about ratings, man.
The Knicks ain't making it to the Eastern Conference Final. I'm just keeping real with you. But Julius Randle, they'll make it, but they ain't making it without Julius Randle in the Eastern Conference Finals. Eastern Conference, nah, no.
Then how are they the 2 seed? And he didn't play with most of the season.
They're the 2 seed because Milwaukee choked like the last 4 games of the season, or the 4 games before the last game of the season. Milwaukee lost by like double digits.
But
It's
that's
a
what I'm
Doc
saying. I
Rivers
mean,
thing.
so it's just like Embiid. I mean, is he going to be 100% when he comes back, Giannis? Because if he's not, then he factors into that Knicks series being lengthy and giving the Knicks a chance. The Knicks win that series, they are in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're just telling me Giannis is not 100%. So Giannis at 50% is good enough to beat the Knicks? I don't think so. We'll see. And I mean, just like Jimmy Butler the other night, there's more nicks and bruises to be had over the next 3 weeks.
That part, and Joel Embiid is playing for Team USA, so there's gonna be some substitutions on the line. We get to NFL because today is actually 1 week away from the draft. There is a potential uh, thing that's going to happen on Thursday. It has the potential to set a record for the most players drafted on offense. This is going to be an offensive draft. This is a draft that has seen more than 19 players on offense chosen in the first round. That's only happened 3 times, most recently since 2009. Now, we don't care about ESPN and Fox and FS1, but all these experts that think they're smarter than us, they're predicting that it's going to be about 20 offensive players that will go in the first round. Some of them will have 25 because you have a great quarterback class, you got a great wide receiver class, you got a great old lineman class. You don't have that much of a tight end class, but there's a lot of guys that are going to be drafted. Um, Paul, your first 3 picks: Bears at 1, Commanders at 2, Patriots at 3. Who are they selecting?
I think Caleb will go with one. I think the Commanders are going to go with um, the kid out of LSU, the Heisman Trophy winner. Then when we get to the Patriots, hmm, I think the Patriots. I think the Patriots are entertaining offers, and I was looking at the draft board today, and the one thing I said to myself because they keep saying that all these people are going to move up is if I was the Arizona Cardinals, I would not be entertaining giving away Maserati Mar from Ohio State. Everyone needs a quarterback. You don't. You gotta get. your guy, since you're keeping your guy down there in Arizona, you better get him the best guy you can get him, and you're in a position to get that guy. Don't move back in the draft. Take the Maserati and then let the rest of the draft play out. If Arizona moves off that pick, man, I mean, then if you move off that pick, then why are you keeping Kyler Murray around? Why aren't you drafting a quarterback? Because that just says you're not you keep the guy, but you don't want to surround it with talent. And you have a chance to get one of the a generational talent at receiver, and you're just gonna move back because you can accumulate picks. Sometimes that's not the move. But I have no idea that the the I have no idea pick to me is the Patriots. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing because
The Patriots
they
need to be
have
getting a quarterback.
it. It's very interesting because they have Mac Jones. Okay, so if you get May, the word on the street is he needs to sit a couple of years, and I'm just like, wait a minute, hold on. What I mean, I if
They
I
don't
was
got
the Patriots, I would okay because I have Mac Jones because we're not going anywhere anytime soon anyway. Maybe perhaps move back in the draft and
they don't
and
got Mac
and
Jones.
put
Mac Mac
that's right. He
Jones
got
got
traded.
traded
I'm
to the
sorry. That's right.
Jaguars for
Well,
a six
they have
round pick.
they have Jacoby Brissett. So
Yes.
so either if you like Drake May, take him. But that's where I don't. I mean, I just don't know because I can see them moving back and put themselves in a position to get JJ McCarthy, or Bo Nix. But you're up there at 3, and you have Jacoby Brissett. You have an opportunity to sit Drake May for a year and a half and go. They have a tough choice to make. They have the toughest choice in the top 10. It's all the rest of it's gonna be predicated on what they do.
I would tell you this: the Patriots better not move back. Arizona, I think, has 4 picks in the first round. Yeah, Arizona has like 4 picks, either in the first
Not in
round
the
or it's
first
like
round.
two in the first round. I mean, they got like 4 picks in total, so they got like maybe 2 in the first, 2 in the second, something like that. Arizona got a bunch of picks. They got a bunch of picks. I know they pick at number, I
Then
think it's
take
number
Marvin
11.
Harrison.
I think somebody else will steal Marvin Harrison. I just when it
From
comes to
who?
Arizona, they need
Stealing him from
offensive linemen
Arizona?
first. All Arizona needs offensive linemen. They need offensive linemen before they get a wide receiver. Their offensive line is not good. I mean, you could probably
Mm.
take they got a pretty good class of offensive linemen. They got a pretty good class of offensive linemen this year, as far as
But
offense.
hey, but I will say this when it comes to that, because the Cincinnati Bengals made an executive decision to take Chase before they took an offensive lineman, and Burrow was getting
That's
sacked,
a whole different
and it came.
situation. That's a whole
No,
different
it's not.
situation.
No, it's not because Burrow
Yes,
before
it
Chase
is.
got there was on his back, and again, the 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 generational receiver changed that offense. They had a C offensive line and went to the Super Bowl.
That's a different situation. They have the same coaching staff. This Arizona team don't got the same coaching staff. They got a whole new coaching staff. They only in year 2 with
All right,
Jonathan Gannon. He's a defensive
let's just
guy.
let's just say I'm just saying receiver or offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman, the wide receiver draft class is deep. It's a very deep wide receiver draft
And
class.
again,
It's very deep.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what coaching staff they had. Cincinnati chose. They could have chose the best offensive tackle in the draft, but they took Chase at like number 5.
Your point is, and look what's happening to the Bengals. Joe Burrow's staying hurt. He's staying hurt again. They're still hurt.
But they
That's why they didn't make the
but they've made
playoffs.
they've made deep playoff runs and they were in the Super Bowl.
It's different because the Arizona Cardinals are not the Cincinnati Bengals. This is Kyler Murray we're talking about. And Kyler Murray
Then
is
why
not
that
on Joe Burrow's level.
but to my point exactly. Why are you keeping him? Why is he
That's the best
why
thing
aren't
you
you
have.
moving
They're not going to get.
why aren't you moving on and you draft a quarterback?
I mean, I don't make the calls. I don't make the calls on that one. I don't make the calls
I'm
on
just
that one.
saying.
They
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 think he's
they
good
they,
enough
they
to be their
stuck. They
quarterback. If they think he's good enough to
they're
be their
stuck.
quarterback, get the guy some weapons. Or 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 they got nothing.
They're stuck. They're stuck on that contract. Kyler Murray is still stuck on that big old contract. They gave him that guaranteed full of a bag. He barely played last year. He coming off an ACL injury, so they gave him a bag. They can't move the man. They gave him the man a bag.
Okay,
Their
then get him
salary
some
cap.
receivers. Get him some weapons and see what happens.
They can wait. They can wait. They got the 11th pick, the 22nd pick. They can wait. It's a wide receiver to draft because wide receiver is deep. It's more than just
Hold on,
Marvin
hold on,
Harrison
hold on.
Jr. You got the guy. You got the guy out of Texas. You got the guy out of you got the wide receiver draft class. There's plenty of wide receivers. Plenty.
I know that. But the Cardinals only have 2 picks in the first round.
So you can wait till the 22nd pick to get a wide receiver. It's deep. You
So
can
so
wait.
take the best
Everybody
so
else.
take the so take the best offensive lineman available, the number 1 tackle. Take him. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. Everybody else is going to be drafting quarterbacks. I bet you in the top 10 picks next Thursday, there's going to be about 4 quarterbacks taken from
That
order 1 to 10. There's
that's
going to be
true.
about four
Well, if they
quarterbacks.
pass I tell you what, if they pass on him, I bet you the Chargers at 5 don't pass on Harrison.
Well, the Chargers got the number 5 pick, so the Chargers could probably get Marvin Harrison Jr. They got the number 5 pick.
Mhm. Mhm.
They got rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. So the Chargers going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. But you still got
Mhm.
Roman Dunze. You still got Troy Franklin. Wide receiver draft class is deeper. You got Mitchell out of Texas.
So if they're
You got
not going to
Xavier
take a
Worthy who ran the
receiver,
fastest 40 time.
if you're not going to take a receiver, so the Cardinals position is up for sale for the team who wants JJ McCarthy, right?
The Patriots will get J.J. McCarthy. They better not trade back. You're in a position
On
to
the
get J.J. McCarthy. If I'm the
wait,
Patriots,
so
you
you
get
you
J.J.
want
McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy over Drake May with the 3rd pick?
You damn right I do. You're right. I'm saying that with a straight face.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying if that's your guy, go get him. If you've done your due diligence, then if that's the guy, I mean, why wait? If that's the guy you like and not May, take him. I'm with that. I mean, I don't
J
see all these quarterbacks. They'll be going like you said in the top 10. Take the guy you like. Don't take don't take the guy because he's on Mel Kiper's board. No, take the guy you like. If JJ McCarthy is the hot guy, and he's the secret sauce to the Patriots, or they see something that other people don't, take a chance. You're the Patriots.
I I think he is that guy. I think he is the secret sauce to the
I,
Patriots.
you know what? A
So
part of me thinks the same thing. I just think that, but that you know they played they the Michigan team played played the game and played the season to win. If that meant JJ McCarthy threw 8 passes like he did at Penn State, that's what they did. But I've seen JJ McCarthy do some things, that I'm like, okay, he could, but he just didn't do it. He just didn't throw the ball 50 times like Bo Nix, because they didn't need him to do that.
That's a different.
But he can make he can make all.
that's a
JJ
different off.
McCarthy can make all the throws.
Yes, but Bo Nix, see, drafting Bo Nix for top guys or top teams is not a good idea because Bo Nix playing a spread offense. I mean, there's some spread offenses. I tell you what Bo Nix would fit at with the spread offenses and the run and shoot. The Kansas City Chiefs. That's a perfect offense for him. But Patrick Mahomes is still playing at the top elite level. But the Kansas City Chiefs don't really need a quarterback. Bo Nix and Michael Penix will probably go in the second round.
How about Bo Nix with the Broncos with Sean Payton?
They got rid of Jerry Judy. They ain't got no receivers either. They got rid of Jerry Judy.
But they don't have a quarterback either. Got to start somewhere.
Well, with the Broncos have the 12th pick, they can get a quarterback. They can get a quarterback at the 12th pick.
Bo
Jared
Nix.
Stidham ain't gonna win a game. Or Michael Penix. Or the guy to Tulane, Michael Pratt, or there's or
It's going to be
Jordan Travis.
interesting, man. I can't wait. It'll be very interesting.
All right, final thing to talk about before we end this show. The final thing we talk about. Um, how do you feel? Actually, yeah, final thing right here. The Bills and Josh Allen. Josh Allen credits Stephon Diggs for being a Cowboy quarterback. He is today. I know there's a lot of concerns with Buffalo with the loss of defensive players, the loss of wide receivers. How do you feel for the Bills, even though you think the Jets are going to win the division? The Bills
Re-
are still the Bills.
Reboot. Total reboot. I would pick up the phone and call the Bears and say, hey, would you like Josh Allen? And we'll take Caleb Williams. I've said this all
So
along.
what?
I
Stop
would
that
trade.
nonsense.
They have nothing, dude. They're rebuilding. They have no receivers. Dude, Josh Allen is as good, but dude, they lost a lot of guys on defense, a lot of guys in the secondary on defense. They have no receivers. And you're saying that they're going to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Jets have a defense and they have receivers and they have a running back. Dude, you're not watching. You're living in fantasy land. You're not looking at
I don't live in
reality.
fantasy. I don't live in fantasy. I always live in reality. You're looking,
So
see,
so the
you're
bill
looking
the
at
bill the bill the Bills are going to win the AFC East.
yes, yes.
What with what?
See, that's what you're not looking at. See, you're looking at it on paper when y'all don't never execute on the field. You're looking at it on paper. See, the game has got to be played on the field. Well, of course, the Jets have a better team on paper. You got to execute that stuff on the field. You can have all the pieces you want, but you got to execute. You got to execute.
But you, but
I keep
yo,
trying to tell you.
but look, the game is X's and O's, but it's about the Jimmies and Joes. Do they have the Jimmies and Joes? No, they don't. Their
They
two
got
top
to
receivers
execute.
are gone.
They got training camp. They'll figure it out.
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
you can't count
So
them
you're
out
just
like that.
I could just chalk you up as a Jets hater. Because the Jets just have no chance of beating the Bills because they'll figure it out.
I'm not a hater. What you don't what you see, Paul, what you're not understanding is you're not being realistic. You hadn't realized your Jets hadn't made the playoffs in 13 years. You went 13 straight years. That is the longest playoff drought in NFL history. They go 13 straight years without making the playoffs. 13. And you expect, and I get it, Aaron Rodgers is great, but you're just telling me off the rip, just randomly off the rip, just because a team lost a couple guys. The Bills ain't the only team that lost. You forgot Miami still in that damn division too. You forgot Miami still in that damn division. Who's stopping Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Who's stopping that? Who?
Who? Their own self. They don't have what the Jets have. You're going to be eating crow when the Jets are sitting at the top of the division.
No, I'm not, because they're not going to sit at the top of the division. It's going to be the Buffalo Bills. And surprisingly, the Patriots are going to have a better record than the Jets.
What? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You heard what I said. The Patriots will have a better record than the New York Jets. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. You can sit there, hands on your head, all you want. This is a new era for New England. New England has a new era. The new era of greatness is coming. It's coming. You can sit there, do it all you want. But when I sit there and tell you I'm right because I'm the only person in Totem Pole sports in American history I can predict what happens in the NFL.
Is there a fast forward
I predict
button?
the future.
Is there a fast forward button on this show?
No, there is no fast forward. You're living in reality, not fantasy. This is reality. This is me speaking the truth. This is what I do to Dallas Cowboys fans too. I speak the truth. I speak existence. I tell you what's going to happen. What did I tell Cowboys fans last year? Y'all going to lose to the Green Bay Packers. What did Matt Penn say? Don't disrespect my Cowboys like that. Look what happened. I predict the future when it comes to sports.
I can't wait. If there's one thing I'm right that I know I'm going to be right about next year, is the New York Jets. That's one thing I can.
You look, just like Cowboy fans will never be right about the Cowboys, you're not going to be right about the damn New York Jets. You're not. You're not. And once the Jets sit at 3-5, you're going to be like, oh, you're right. Just wait till the Jets start sitting at 3-5 and you see Buffalo and New England lead that division or Miami. I'm just saying.
All right. I mean, again, I wish there was a fast forward button. Man, that's because, man, I can't wait to be right.
Well, this is it for Totem Pole Sports. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You can get your merch like this from TotemPoleNation.com. We are sponsored by St. Pete Rejuvenate. We want to thank you, Science Sports Network, for the platform. But I'll tell you something. I predict the future of football. Just wait until September or wait until November when it hits Thanksgiving, and we'll see if Paul or the man from Seoul has that same energy when it comes to the Jets. Because I am right when it comes to every team in America, especially the Jets and especially those Dallas Cowboys. I'm always right. I predict the future. I predict the future of the NFL, the NBA, NCAA, and definitely Totem Pole Sports. There is no fast forward button, Paul, so you have to sit here and listen to all this knowledge that you can get from me because I speak facts while everybody else gets in their feelings. The Jets ain't going to do nothing. The Jets, I give them the record, they're going to win 10 games. They're going 10-7. Buffalo wins the division. Y'all have a great night. Please take care.